A decade has passed since KConnect, a nonprofit collective impact organization in Kent County, Michigan, embarked on our journey to transform the lives of the county's residents. Over the years, we've collectively made a significant difference in the community by fostering collaboration and driving positive change in areas ranging from education to housing. As we celebrate our 10-year anniversary, let's reflect on the achievements of KConnect and the bright future that lies ahead.
When I think about the beginnings of KConnect, my mind goes back to some of the initial conversations around what was trying to be accomplished within community. There was a pretty clear understanding that we needed an entity that could really lead the charge around collective impact.
In the early years, there were times when the community discussions, the discussions around community issues got pretty intense. And I don't think any of us realized how intense that would be. But I have to say, through that intensity and through that disagreement came, I would say, a real path of, we might be onto something. If we're getting this passionate about a particular issue, then we've hit the right issue.
Through it all, we have to use an equity lens. It was an unapologetic commitment, and it was something that was so necessary, and it was always kind of kept out there in front. Like, yeah, we're going to be called to do a number of things, and we are going to depend significantly on data, and we're going to fall back on the expertise of individuals and organizations. But through it all, we're going to commit ourselves to looking at all times through a lens of equity.
What I really loved about the beginning days of KConnect is that other voices were brought in that were not the usual suspects that sit around the community table to resolve or address problems, and really leaned on people, and as the expression goes these days, people with lived experience. But we had to be careful that we weren't taking advantage of people with that lived experience and making sure that their voices were clear and heard, but not necessarily exploited.
KConnect's impact on the community has been layered, related to, one, putting a flag in the ground related to how we need to interrogate data and outcomes to say, now how is that benefiting children and families? In particular, peeling it back to say, how is that impacting children and families who are marginalized by systems? So not letting the average be status quo, but really just interrogating that and saying, no, all of our folks, how's it going, or how are we doing?
I think about the things that they've done in the realm of housing, the things that they have done in the realm of the maternal mortality rate, specifically for African American mothers. That's a huge issue, and I think that they have probably saved some lives, right? And so that is hugely important. And then when it comes to the PK-12 space, being focused on increasing the numbers of folks of color going into education, staying in education, so that they can be representations for the students that they are teaching and the families that they're partnering with.
Communities don't change in 10 years, in 20 years, perhaps in a whole generation. And I think we have to understand that is because it is so complex. And communities are not standing still, they're continuously moving, and new aspects come into it, and events happen, and life changes. And we have to move with that, so it's forever evolving. And so in 10 years, what I would say about KConnect's influence in any change is probably that the work that they do in bringing people together and using data. And I think these first 10 years have just kind of set the foundation for what they do, how they do it, and how they engage the whole community to come together for that the work that we all need to be doing.
This is only the beginning. KConnect has had a tremendous amount of great people set the infrastructure, the foundation of KConnect this first 10 years, and then we're perfectly positioned now to be able to move forward in a very meaningful way by continuing to create frameworks and models that impact communities regardless of their race, ethnicity, or background, or economic status. And we wouldn't be able to do that without a whole bunch of people that came before me, before a variety of the team members at KConnect now. So for the next 10 years, we're really going to ask the community to brace itself for a lot of action to take place as we look to make sure that we close disparity gaps that impact children and families in Kent County.
Curious, I would say, was definitely the first 10 years. There was a lot of creativity with that as well. And right now we're at the space where we're being bold and we're being courageous. We're at the place where we're moving to action, we're building strategy, and the line and design teams are doing great work, and they're taking the time and the energy, most of them every single month, to be able to build strategy to move us into the action.
KConnect is extremely creative in the work that we do. From the way we visualize data to the way we trailblaze and make sure community voice has a space at every table. We are extremely creative with how we do things. And there's space to be creative in this work. When you think of systems change, it's long-standing, it's deeply rooted, and we have to be creative. We can't continue to do things the way that we've always done things. Another way that I've witnessed us, KConnect, being creative is how we are seeking to engage youth. And so this summer, we actually piloted our first summer internship program with an amazing young person, and we developed the youth compensation framework, as well as doing focus groups to inform our Diverse Educators campaign. And so essentially, we are saying, like, community voice is valued at all ages, at every level, not just by way of gift card, but by way of true compensation.
The thing that I would like to convey to the network about the next 10 years is embrace failures. I think this community walks quietly away from failures and tends not to learn from them. And I think there's a lot of lessons in failures, things that are happening right now that are failures, and things that we can learn on to strengthen different systems from early childhood all the way to career.
With our history of groundbreaking initiatives and collaborative efforts, Kent County's future looks promising. KConnect is poised to continue its transformative work in the coming years, addressing emerging challenges and building on past successes. The success of KConnect wouldn't have been possible without the dedication and support of Kent County's residents, organizations, partners, and funders. Countless individuals have lent their time, expertise, and resources to KConnect's initiatives, demonstrating the power of collective action. KConnect's 10-year anniversary marks a significant milestone for Kent County in our journey toward collaborative positive change. As we look to the future, there is no doubt that KConnect will continue to lead the way in transforming our community into a place of opportunity and prosperity for all.